Hi, my name is Nadine, and I have been a Kumon student for about 7 years. I stopped Kumon around the beginning of freshman year in high school, and now I'm in sophomore, or I'm going to become a sophomore this coming fall. So if you don't know what Kumon is a tutoring center, kind of like Huntington, Score, or Sylvan, and basically you go there and you do work. Kumon has two programs, math and reading. I personally only took the math program, but you can also choose to take the math and reading. The math and reading program are also divided into up to like letter levels, if that makes sense. So like, level A is for math is basic addition, I think. For the math program, it goes from level A to I think level X, and level X covers college math concepts, but I've never heard of anyone actually completing up to that level. I actually stopped at level J, and pretty much that level covered algebra stuff. Kumon offers homework along with the classwork that they have to do in the center. So for the homework, of course, not many kids are going to like it because, extra work on top of schoolwork, and they can get pretty tedious after a while. This is what was left over from when I stopped. Basically, they're just, these little packets that you can put in your backpack. Yeah, here's a level J. So basically, basic algebraic concepts, in this case factorization. So usually they would give you this box, which I'll like put a picture of here. Later on, they found that the box is broke, so they began giving us these little pouches to carry our homework in. So if you want to know the cost, Kumon, where I went, for just the math program, it was $128 a month. So who is qualified to go into Kumon? So Kumon is intended for elementary school kids, middle school kids, and high school kids. But from my experience, I think Kumon is best suited for kids in pre-K through around 7th to 8th grade. While I was studying in Kumon, I found that the curriculum was all over the place. It does, it really did help me with my schoolwork, but I only found that the Kumon curriculum taught me about 1/3 of the things that I learned in school. It was really confusing for me because some of it didn't cover what needed to be covered. Like, there were some missing concepts that they didn't go over in their packets. Some of the topics that were covered in the Kumon curriculum were so specific that I didn't even learn it in school. I learned probably the basic part of it, but I didn't learn it to the extent that Kumon covered it. Also, I'm talking about work for around, more advanced concepts in algebra, and algebra 2 and trigonometry and geometry. I'm not talking about like, the lower grades, which do basic addition and subtraction. I say Kumon is really good for pre-K to like 6th grade because it's just covering the basic foundations of math, and it's everything that you're going to learn in school. But when you go into the higher, more advanced Kumon subjects, it's going to get really confusing. I hope you understood that. I guess this depends on each Kumon Center. Each year, my Kumon Center had an awards ceremony, and basically it was just to recognize the accomplishments of all of the students that was working there, working really hard all year. Depending on your progress through the program, they'll give you like different trophies. Here are some of the awards that I got. I am by no means bragging because this is what everybody pretty much got. So when you first start out in Kumon, this is what you get. It's like a blue ribbon that says excellence in math. Then the following year after you got the blue ribbon, you would usually get a medal. And Yeah. And on the years following that, you start to get little trophies, or at least that's what they gave us. So I have 3 of these. The other one's over here, but I can't carry it. So, it just says math 2 years for Kumon. And then at the last award ceremony that I attended, they gave me this trophy. And Kumon also has this national honor roll for both math and reading. And depending on how well you do, you also get a placement on the math honor roll. And if you do, mostly everyone gets a placement on the math honor roll. And once you do get placement, you get a certificate, which is usually every 3 months. So here's an example of an honor roll certificate. And you get this every 3 months, depending on how you scored on a certain worksheet. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. If you're a parent that happens to be watching this, looking for any alternative solutions to getting your child ahead in school, I'm going to warn you now, they're going to hate the work, but they're going to hate Kumon with a passion. Like many kids. Do you see this Kumon logo? Tell me, what does that face tell you? Can you tell me why that face is not a smiling face? No. You know why? Because this reflects most of the Kumon kid student population. This is what they look like all the time. Not all the time, but you know what I mean. So let your kids stay in there for about 1st grade through 6th grade, and then let them go. Do not let them go in there anymore, because it's going to get really hard and it's not going to work either. And for all the kids out there who are still in Kumon, I feel for you, brother or sister. It's been a long journey through the Kumon world, and I finally made it out, kind of half alive. But guys, I have to tell you, it gets better after you get out. But that is all I have to say about Kumon. I think Kumon is great, but it's also some things I don't like. Yeah. Bye.